Hello YouTube, right after a few years of radio silence from my end, I'm finally getting back about a topic that's not connected to 3D or VFX. The topic is our body. What a plot twist from 3D artists, but more importantly, it's gonna be about our mindset. So yeah, we're talking about moving your body more frequently than just classic kitchen to computer commute. That includes body weight exercises, and if you think gym is the only one way to build the body you want, this video entirely for you. So I use Freeletics app since 2023 on and off, but I didn't stick with it. We've been training with my friend, he showed me this app, so we've been training for like a month or something. So what I started, to be honest, it wasn't that I was influenced by hot people online. The reason is more common and obvious. The breakup made me do it, but that's not the reason why I stayed and got attached to what I do. As soon as I started getting those mental benefits and my mood throughout the day leveled out, it started working like a mental anchor that for the next dose of calmness, I could just work out again. The thing I do is called HIIT, which stands for High Intensity Interval Training. Why HIIT? First and most obvious reason is a low amount of time you need to complete a session. It's always under 1 hour. Well, maybe once it was like 1 hour 2 minutes, but usually it's about like 15 to 25 minutes on easy mode or like medium mode. I'm talking about journeys. There's the easy ones, there's the hard ones, and 25 to 45 on hardcore, which I do right now. So high intensity training drains a lot of energy, especially a negative one. So if I had stress throughout the day, I can just train and it disappears. If it works for me like a magic pill, why should I avoid it, right? So the next one is afterburn effect. So your body still burns calorie after the workout. It feels like you're still doing the job while just chilling. It's a great stuff if you have a goal of losing weight. As I change locations pretty frequently, I don't have to rely on weights or travel with dumbbells. Yoga mat is probably the only one thing you need, but I carry with me also like AB roller, foam roller, and resistance bands, just because it have like low weight, so it makes me pretty mobile and I don't have to rely on weights and be connected to the gym directly. If I have like a yoga mat, I can just working out on a cargo vehicle stop. Sometimes even people asking what I'm doing and stuff. I like the flexibility of this, of being anywhere and train anywhere. To me it feels like a dream, so that's what I still stick to this routine. HIIT, literally pushing the limits, whether it's about amount of repetition of certain exercise or it's about its complexity. It's why always stays at the edge of the pulse. You might hear of zone 2 training. Well, HIIT is about being somewhere between zone 4 and zone 5, which means it's about 80 to 100% of your heart rate. And when it hits that levels, it's really about pushing the limits, which I think is really important, because when I've been, going to the gym, I was doing it without a personal trainer. I was doing random activities, and I didn't feel any progress. In Freeletics, I have personalized list of training, what I need to do exactly, and it tracks. You give it a feedback, then it changes. The training sessions, you feel like you're progressing over the time, And of course, endurance and cardiovascular support. Before, I couldn't climb 5 floors without getting tired, but now I can do that without the rest. It's pretty easy to me. Also, your mitochondria getting stronger, if I pronounce it right. Basically, your body gets better at turning food into energy. Even though, if you are pre-diabetic, like I was, maybe I am, I don't know. It helps you regulating your insulin levels. It also helps with sugar cravings. Like, I don't have that crazy sugar cravings that I had before. What about like my training process? I thought burpees sounds cool. Never in my life I was that wrong. It's pretty complex and hard and exhausting exercise, but right now, on Freeletics Hardcore, I have burpees on my warm-ups. For example, yesterday I've had 108 burpees. Before that, even 10 burpees was a hell for me. And now, me looking back, when 10 was hard, and now 10 is just a warm-up, which is crazy, bro. If you see how you performed exercises like few months before and how you perform them now, if you're consistent, you're gonna be surprised how I maintain the discipline of not skipping a single session, no matter how bad I feel, or if I don't have enough time, or if I just don't have a mood to train, right? I originally set 4 times a week and never skipped since then, for the past like 5 or 6 months, like since the beginning, right? So here's my timeline somewhere here. You can see orange days, it's coach sessions, so try spot a single skip since July 13. Go on. I'm gonna wait. If I feel tired and I feel I don't have enough energy to complete a session today, I have 2 options. The first one, and most common used one, I go to sleep for 30 minutes. No more than that, because I might just, sink into a deep sleep, which I don't want to do, because it makes it way harder to wake up right after that. Even if I don't fall asleep for these 30 minutes, it anyways recharges my body if I spend 30 minutes lying in complete darkness, in complete silence. I don't know how it works. Maybe that's some kind of meditation. Second option, I cut my training time to 15 minutes. There's an option for that. Also, if I change my training space and I don't have equipment, there's also an option for that. And if I, for example, was experimenting with double glute day for no reason, I can exclude certain body areas not to suffer more. And I think the flexibility itself makes it way easier to stick with the routine. Or you don't have to be that consistent with the range of motions, it's always different. I know that skipping jumps is always there, and there's a lot of repetitions of exercises on cool down and warm up, but the main training session is always different. That's what I like it. They have different main sessions as well as guts workouts, which sounds cool, doing some Aphrodite today, or Demeter, or doing some Arachne, somehow related to spiders. You do spider push-ups and things that makes you spider. I don't know. Ares, Artemis, Atlas, Aura, Bastet, like Gaia. It feels like I'm just choosing a heroes to play with. Kratos, even Kratos. Well, I want to try Kratos one because I've been playing God of War. Next up, we're gonna talk about supplements. Here's the disclaimer, I'm not a doctor, this is purely my experience and no advice here, so just what I did personally. I was deficient in some vitamins and minerals, maybe I'm still there, but I feel way much better right now. Now I can maintain more consistent progress in my training. Also, I'm not skipping sessions anymore just because I feel off or I'm scared of being sick, and here's why. I think vitamin D is the most common and the main supplements I take. I usually take from 5 to 10k IU per day. It depends on the days, like on a normal day I can take 5k, but if I feel I'm getting sick or I don't feel so good, I can take 10k. Some days I just don't take it because I forgot, but I was deficient in vitamin D. Now I'm not. That's what I feel better. I think most of us deficient, so I suggest you just checking your levels, just so you know. The next supplement is omega-3 fatty acids. I was taking 180 EPA and I started taking 360 EPA since September. I'm not sure how it affects my, training process and stuff, but it's mostly for my skin conditions because every spring or autumn I have skin peeling off my palms and it makes me impossible to just touch things. Even like a pull-up bar or mouse or keyboards is just getting harder to do 3D and every basic stuff. So omega-3 fatty acids makes it way better with my skin. Like maybe you don't need it. I didn't check my levels of omega-3, but when I started taking it for like a month or so, I started feeling positive progress on my skin. Vitamin B12. I was highly deficient in B12, so since I started taking it, my energy level restored. I started to be more resilient to stress. The next one is magnesium glycinate. It helps provide calmness, especially before sleep, and it's probably the only one supplement I can take literally forever. Well, I was still taking breaks as I read information about that. It feels very safe to take it consistently because we lose a lot of magnesium throughout the day on stress and etc. The next one is lactose-free protein. So it's not about like fancy things. The thing is, I am lactose intolerant and I don't have enough protein throughout the day. Sometimes I don't eat much, I don't eat enough, and that's why I keep it as a safe pill to save my protein intake throughout the day, but I don't count calories. And I think you don't have to underestimate supplements, especially if you are deficient in some vitamins and minerals. The next thing that helped me with my training sessions and in general with the weight loss, with my mood swings and focus and etc. is intermittent fasting. And my intermittent fasting was kind of dynamic. Like sometimes I do 16 on 8, sometimes I do 14 on 10, sometimes 18 on 6. Sometimes I don't even do intermittent fasting, especially on the days when I have a lot of physical activities, like if I need to go somewhere, do a lot of physical work. I don't do intermittent fasting because I know I need energy. I need to take way more food to be able to produce energy to maintain my physical work or like to help someone with something. And again, flexibility here to me was the key to stay consistent. Overall, it helped me reduce my carbs intake. I was having way less sugar comas. It also helped me with sugar cravings as well. And I think intermittent fasting did a great job on that. If you're not heavily deficient in vitamins and you in general like feel okay and good, you can try it. Speaking of Hell Week, well, I thought it was gonna be easy or mid. Freeletics just put the usual 4 sessions per week, just a little bit harder. Instead, it hit me with 7 days in a row. I was exhausted. At the end of it, maybe at the day 4, I was like, yeah, I accept my fate. I need to continue. I need to go through this and I need to finish it. But I was that exhausted. So I took 2 days of rest instead of 1, what I usually do. In between my trainings, I've had only 1 day off, never more than 1. But after a Hell Week, I took 2 days off. I mean, I just think about it, and to me, it sounds really crazy because what is that? Obsession? I just really got addicted. I got that tunnel vision. I got that locked in process. I don't know. We're locked in, brothers. I really love that feeling inside of me, how I train. In freeletics, I started with strength and stamina that lasted for like, I guess 3 months. I guess it was like 12 weeks, if I'm not mistaken. When I posted the results, Freeletics themselves they reposted that, and which again, it works like a fuel. You need to prove yourself. You can be better, you can be stronger, you can be more flexible. Another thing why I started working out was my flexibility, because you know, when you're sitting in front of a computer for 20 plus years, it affects your posture. I wanted to build a muscle corset to maintain a good posture. So if you're thinking about starting the same journey, maybe that's your sign. Now I have 16 perfect weeks without skip. Let's see how it goes, how long I can maintain that no skipping routine. I'm really happy I started that this summer. I think this year is in general life-changing. And when I started getting those apps, it was like, okay, I kind of can do it, like everyone can do it. But I was more happy that I have, you know, mental benefits, when in the beginning it was vice versa. I was like, yeah, I wanted to be in shape and stuff. I now can do 1-arm push-ups like I guess 12 times. Well, before I couldn't even do 1. Well, I think like 5 years ago I could do like 5 or 6, but now I can do 12, maybe even more. I'll try it out. You can add me in Freeletics, that's my name and stuff, and we're gonna be training together. Yeah, I'm probably gonna make another video about Freeletics hardcore, because this video was more about how I started and how I maintained discipline. At this point, I completed Freeletics strength and stamina, and now very soon, I guess in a few weeks, I'm gonna finish hardcore. And I guess it's gonna be pain in the ass, especially in a Hell Week. Can't wait. But in general, just sleep well, eat well, have a rest. Ideally, if you wanna really change your days, do a complex job. that's gonna work. That's gonna work. That works for me. That's gonna work definitely for you. So yeah, that's it, YouTube. Hopefully I'm gonna see you soon in the next video. It's probably gonna be related to 3D or Shrek. So yeah, nice to see you. Bye bye.